Good morning, my dear students, and a very warm welcome to all of you in this e-learning program. Friends, you already know that these days we are doing the special NTSC lectures. In that, we have already completed chapter number 1, motions revision. Now we'll move further on next chapter, that is chapter number 2, revision. If we talk about the next lesson, that is chapter number 2, the name of the lesson is force and laws of motion. This is the lesson which we are doing. Chapter number 2, force and laws of motion. If we talk about the basic concept of particular lesson, then in the basic concept, the name itself is force. We are going to discuss in detail about force, the Newton's 3 laws of motion, the momentum, and the law of conservation of momentum. So this is the memory map. You can say the line of action of the lesson, force, its effects, balance force and balance force, inertia, after inertia, you have Newton's first law of motion, next concept we have is of momentum, after momentum we have Newton's second law and third law of motion. After the Newton's third law, you are having the law of conservation of momentum. That is the last topic of the lesson. So this is the line of action of the complete lesson, and we are going to study in this format, in this way, the complete lesson. Okay, so please take the screenshot of this, then we'll move further. I hope you are able to recall the content, because you have done this content, and I hope you are able to recall all these things. So kindly take the screenshot, then we'll move further. This is the complete memory map of it. If you want to see the complete memory map, then it is somewhat this much, but we are going to see one by one all the content. that also one by one. If we talk about force, what is force? From your low standards, you have studied that force is push on an object. But if we talk about physics, and in physics, you have to memorize the formula that is force is equal to the product of mass and acceleration of the object. Do not forget the SI unit of it. The SI unit of it is Newton or kilogram meter per second square. SI unit is very important. If mass is given to you, acceleration is given to you, and you are asked to find out force, you have to simply multiply. Many times what will be done, they'll be giving you acceleration in centimeter per second square, or they may give you mass in grams, and then they may ask you to find out. For that you have to remember the necessary conversions. Yes, in the end of this lesson, after completion of the complete revision of the lesson, we will also see about all the basic conversions that will be helpful to you for solving any kind of numericals. So friends, what is the force equal to? Force is equal to the product of mass and acceleration. That you have to remember. Its basic definition is this: push or pull acting on an object, but that is before you are learning the chapter number, this chapter. But now you already know, and since you are mature enough, you can say it is the product of mass and acceleration. So this is about the basic concept of force. Kindly take the screenshot of this, then we'll move further on. What are the effects of force? Let's move further on the next particular content, which is the effect of force. These are the possible effects of the force. There are 4 effects of force. In the very first one, you are having force is applied to change the shape or the object. As given to you over here, the lemon is squeezed. We are applying force on the lemon so that its all juice can be extracted back. What are we doing? Ultimately, we are changing its shape. Let me give you one more example. There is one string and you are pulling it, or you are just compressing it. In both the cases, its shape, that is the size, is changing. Balloon, inflated balloon that is not totally inflated with air, उसकी जो capacity है उसके comparison में हम उसमें less air fill up करें. Listen properly. We have, see, now I'm going bit slowly because these concepts, they can give you different examples, so in depth it's necessary. You are there is some air in the balloon and you are compressing it. Once you compress the balloon, at that time what is happening is, once you compress, its shape changes. So this is how the force can change the shape of the object. If we move further, force applied to the applied to move, it is applied to move an object from the position of rest. कोई भी object है वो ऐसे ही पड़ा है and you are hitting it by any means, then in that case it will start its motion. For example, in a football ground, the football is like it is, but as and how, whenever needed the match, and once the match starts, what will happen? The ball will start moving in the whole of the ground. In the same way, till the time in any of the cricket match, I know you these days you'll be enjoying that a lot. When the bowler is having ball in his hand, the object is, you can consider it at its stationary position. But when the bowler is throwing it to the batsman, then in that case, from rest, it will start its motion. This is how object will start its motion. Next, force is applied to change the speed of the motion, as well as to change the direction of the motion. These are the 2 concepts. Now, how can the speed change? Yes, when the batsman is hitting the ball, at that time, in whichever direction the ball is going, the direction is also changing. Come back to the football ground again. When in the football ground, one person is hitting, kicking the football, then its direction changes, speed changes. It depends on the intensity with which the ball is hit. Okay, so this is how force can change the speed of the motion, and it can also change the direction of the motion. So these are few of the effects of force. Kindly note it down, then we shall move further. That is, just take the screenshot. Now let's move further on further concepts. Before we move on the further concept, there is a concept that we have to discuss about is the balanced and unbalanced force. Because you have started it since your class uh, 8, it is not taken into consideration so much. I hope you remember this kind of sums. Generally they are not asked, but if at all asked, then I know you will be in the position to answer it. Suppose there is an object, a block, and on this block force is acting in this direction and in this direction. In this direction force is say 150 Newton, here it is say 100 Newton. So you already know that net force that will be acting on this particular object will be of 50 Newton, that also in this direction. You already know this concept about the balanced and the unbalanced force. If we talk about the balanced force, then the resultant force is 0. ये थोड़े keywords है, वो आप थोड़ा ध्यान में रखिएगा. For the balanced force, the resultant force is 0. Overall net force is 0. Forces are acting, but total force is 0. In case of unbalanced force, resultant is not equal to 0. ठीक है, ये बात है वो हमें थोड़ा ध्यान में रखनी है. Then let's move further on the further concept. That is the next concept, which is the units of force. If we talk about the unit of force, then its CGS unit is gram centimeter per second square. CGS unit बहुतों में आता है. They can directly ask you what is the CGS unit of force, what is the CGS unit of momentum. CGS means what? Centimeter, gram and second. SI unit means what? Meter, kilogram, second, ampere. Then there are 7 dimensions. So CGS unit is centimeter, gram and second. If we talk about its SI unit, then its SI unit is this: kilogram meter per second square or Newton. There is one more unit of force, that is dyne. And when we are converting everything in this particular fact, then it's another unit which is dyne. And there is a relation between the SI unit and the CGS unit, which is 1 Newton is equal to 10 raised to 5 dyne. Now how has this come? That also you can see, because they can ask you any type of conversion. Suppose we are having 1 Newton of anything. What is 1 Newton equal to? 1 into kilogram into meter per second square. I want to convert it into CGS unit. That is 1 into 1000 into 1 meter how many? 1000 gram. I am converting kilogram into gram. 1 meter how many centimeter you are having? 100 centimeter. That is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 10 to the power 5 gram centimeter per second square. That is equal to 1 Newton. And here you are having 1 Newton is equal to 10 raised to 5 dyne. They may ask you 1 dyne is equal to what? Then 1 dyne is equal to 10 raised to minus 5 Newton. The vice versa is also possible. Yes. उल्टा भी वो लोग आपको पूछ सकते हैं. Instead of 1 dyne, they can ask you 10 dyne. If it's 10 dyne, then it will be 10 raised to minus 4 Newton. Here if it's 10 Newton, then it will be 10 raised to 6 dyne. Positive है इसलिए ऊपर एक चार्ज बढ़ जाएगा, ऊपर एक वैल्यू बढ़ जाएगी, पावर. And here एक term means when you are adding 1, minus 5 plus 1 will become minus 4. because in negative the rules are different. So this is how there is a relation between the SI unit of Newton and dyne. Please take the screenshot of this, then we'll move further. This also, the SI unit. It will be helpful to you by some or the other means. Okay? So this was about the units of force. Moving further on, the next concept of the Newton's laws of motion. Before moving to the second law, we also need to go for what is momentum, but first we will finish up with the concept of Newton's first law of motion. These are the Newton's law of motion. If I talk about Newton's laws of motion, then there are Newton's three motion. Which are those three laws? Newton's first law of motion, which is also called as law of inertia. Newton's second law of motion, that is based on the definition of the force. Yes, the value, the definition of the force is given by Newton's second law of motion. Moving to the third law, that is indicating about the direction of related to the force. Let us come on the Newton's first law of motion. If we talk about the Newton's first law, then it was Galileo who first of all laid the foundation of Newton's first law of motion. Yes, what did the Galileo did? Galileo did one experiment in which he had taken two inclined planes. Galileo had taken two inclined planes, two planes that were at some degree arranged with each other. On a frictionless surface he had taken it. He had taken both as frictionless surface. Now when he changed the angle over here, angle change किया, then also he allowed a ball to roll from here. उसने एक ball को allow किया, यहाँ से उसने जाने दिया. Then the ball came down over here, and once it came down it gained some energy. Because it gained some energy, it will move up, and every time it reached to its maximum height, that is h. In spite of the change in the angle, in spite of change in its angle, the height remained different. Sorry, height remained same. The angle changed, but the height remained same. Thus he concluded that he laid the foundation of the Newton's first law of motion, and this was his concept of inertia also. What is inertia? Inertia is the tendency of the object to maintain its state of motion. Inertia is the state of the object to maintain its tendency of the object to maintain its state of motion. That means if it is at rest, it will try to be at rest. If it is in motion, it will try to be in motion. If it is in some kind of, it is moving with some kind of direction, then it will try to move with that particular direction. So this is about the Newton's law of inertia. Let us talk about the first law. Newton's first law of motion states that an object at rest or in uniform motion will remain at rest or in uniform motion unless and until an unbalanced force is acting on it. There are lots of examples based on Newton's first law of motion. Okay, for example, when you are sitting in the bus and at once the bus is starting, what will happen? You are at rest, the object in which you are going, that is starting its motion. That means your body from rest will come to in motion. Because your body from rest is coming into the motion at that time, there is the tendency which is getting opposed, and in that case you are getting the jerk in the backward direction. So that is again the law of inertia, that is inertia of rest. Object will try to maintain its state of rest. For example, the leaves. When the leaves get detached from the tree, they will come down, fall down. Okay, why? Because it is the tendency to maintain the state of the motion. Here is the another concept. There is a coin and you're on the cardboard on the glass and you're flipping the cardboard. The coin was at stationary, so it will try to be stationary, so it is coming down. One very important key point that is written over here, that is more the mass, more the inertia. Inertia is totally depending on one thing, that is mass. Remember this thing also. Next, inertia of motion. If we talk about inertia of motion, then what is this inertia of motion? Inertia of motion means an object which was at which was moving, and at once it is stopped, it will try to maintain its position. Now, how can we give the example of it? For example, when the person is starting his journey, the bus is going on or the car is going on, and at once the brakes are applied. The body was in motion and at once it came to rest. In that case, the body moves in the forward direction. Because the body is moving in the forward direction, then in that case, when the body is moving in the forward direction, the state of the motion is changing from motion to rest. Object is changing its state from motion to rest. That is how inertia of motion is coming into existence. Next concept is the inertia of direction. If we talk about the inertia of direction, then in the inertia of direction, let me give you one example. For example, the uniform circular motion. What happens in the uniform circular motion? The direction is changing at each and every point here, indicated by the direction of the tangent. So here in the uniform circular motion, in the direction of the tangent, because the direction is getting changed, in that case the speed gets altered. For example, when you are taking a turn around any circular pathway, then in that case your speed also decreases. Why? Because of this concept only. So this is about it. Key point over here about the inertia is more the mass, more will be the inertia. Let us move on the Newton's second law of motion. But before doing Newton's second law of motion, we need to understand about a concept, that is momentum. What is momentum now? These concepts we need to understand before we move further on Newton's second law of motion and Newton's third law of motion. What is momentum now? Momentum is the product of mass and velocity of the object. If we talk about its unit, then its unit is kilogram meter per second, or in CHS it is gram centimeter per second. Momentum is directly depending on things, that is mass and velocity. Momentum is denoted by P. It depends on mass and it depends on velocity. एक ऑब्जेक्ट की वेलोसिटी ट्रिपल हो जाती है तो मोमेंटम विल बिकम ट्रिपल. एक okay 3 times. Okay, its initial velocity was say 10, then it became 30, then what will be the change in momentum? It will become again 3 times. जितना चेंज वेलोसिटी में आता है उतना ही मोमेंटम में आता है. ये बात खास आप ध्यान में रखिएगा कि whenever they can ask you even the momentum and they can give you the question that mass of the object changes from 1 kg to 2 kg. What is the change in its momentum? Change in its momentum will be of just 1 kg. Change in momentum. Okay. Change will be by just 1 unit. क्योंकि पहले 1 था उसके बाद 2 हुआ. What is change? Final minus initial, that is 1. फिर ऐसा पूछे it has increased, so it has become doubled. Like that way, it can come and the application based things can be asked to you. Direct relation जहाँ पे भी है वहाँ पे be very careful. If it is proportional to square of anything, then we have to be careful according to that. Okay. So this is about the momentum. Let us move further on the next concept, which is impulse. Impulse means what? If we talk about impulse, the impulse is the product of again force and time. Now what is the SI unit of force? SI unit of force is Newton. That of time is second. Product means you are multiplying them. So its unit will be what? Newton into second. Okay, this I am going to derive it for you. Newton into second. What is the SI unit of Newton? Kilogram meter per second square into second. So it will be kilogram meter per second. In this way, you may be asked different concepts of the units. So the SI unit of impulse of force is this, kilogram meter per second or Newton second. Impulse means what? The amount of time for which any force is acting. And you are multiplying that both the things, that is force and time. What do you get? Is the new concept, which is impulse of force, which was not there in your textbook. Remember this direct proportion. मास डबल कर दे तो मोमेंटम आप भी डबल कर दीजिएगा, वेलोसिटी डबल कर दे तो आप भी momentum double कर दीजिएगा. It is having direct relationship, not the square ones. So please kindly take the screenshot of this, then we'll move further on Newton's second law of motion. What is the Newton's second law of motion? Now Newton's second law of motion is force is equal to the time rate of change of momentum. That means F is equals to delta P upon T. Force is time rate of change in momentum. From this only we have derived F is equals to M into A. ये derivation करने की फिलहाल हमें ज़रूरत नहीं है, because we are not learning the concepts of basic standards. We are doing NTSC concepts. So force is what? Change in momentum upon time, or force is equal to the product of mass and acceleration. Now here, because the force is equal to the product of mass and acceleration, and force is equal to change in momentum upon time, with this concept, the Newton's second law of motion states that more the time, less will be the force, more the inertia, more will be the force. ये बात खास आप ध्यान में रखिएगा. का आपको कोई भी एग्जाम्पल दे दे, उसमें आपको जजमेंट लेनी हो, तो आप ये पैरामीटर्स को लेकर जजमेंट कीजिए कि उसके पोजीशन में कोई चेंज आई है. पहले रेस्ट पे था फिर मोशन में आया, ऐसा कुछ हुआ. पहले मोशन में था फिर रेस्ट पे आया, उसकी डायरेक्शन में चेंजेस हुए. ये सब हो, आपको कोई भी एग्जाम्पल दे सकते. सी देयर आर इनफाइनाइट एग्जाम्पल्स ऑफ वन लॉ. We cannot discuss infinite laws, infinite examples. So what we have to do is we have to take the conclusion of all three. आपको judgment लेना है कि क्या हो रहा है. Then you have to see, is any of these three things happening? Then it is Newton's first law. Next, is it like that कि less the time, more the force, more the time, less the force? For example, when the karate person is hitting all the bricks, he will do it very quickly. Less the time, more will be the force. Then again, if we talk very quickly, when we are applying the brakes, at that time there is a possibility that we may get injured. Now the seat belts are provided why? Just to increase the time. एक ये seat belts वाला जो example है वो आपको दोनों जगह काम लगेगा, and with the help of this example you can understand. We are leaning in the forward direction when the brakes are applied, but seat belts are provided. What is the reason? The reason is Newton's second law of motion. That is, seat belts will increase the time. If they are increasing the time, that means the force exerted will be less. That means माथो भांगे नहीं. So this is the way you have to try to correlate. So less the time, more the force. More the time, lesser the force. When the fielder is catching any ball, the fielder is trying to increase the time. Okay, when they are increasing the time, in that case, what is happening? They are increasing the time, force will get reduced. So this is about the Newton's second law of motion. Coming to the Newton's third law of motion, every action has an equal and opposite reaction. Here important thing to note is force is acting always on two different bodies. We are talking about two different bodies. ये बहुत confusion रहता है लोगों को. Okay, so this is about, like for example, there is balloon filled in this air. You leave the balloon, you will release, the gases are coming in the downward direction, the balloon is going in the forward direction. So that is how action and reaction are equal in magnitude and opposite in direction. Another example of it is when the rockets are launched in the upward direction. Okay, but the gases are coming in the downward direction. Why? Because the gases are getting thrown, and that throw is responsible for pushing it up. Swimmer is swimming, the swimmer is pushing the water behind with the hand, but the body goes forward. So there are even while shooting anyone, we are shooting and we are applying the force in this direction, but the bullet is going in the forward direction. So this is how action and reaction are equal in magnitude and opposite in direction. So this is all about the Newton's laws of motion. Kindly take the screenshot of this, then we'll move further on the next particular concept of us, that is the law of conservation of momentum. I hope you have noted it. This is now complete thing about this fact. One important concept that we have to discuss right now is the law of conservation of momentum. If we talk about the law of conservation of momentum, then what is the law of conservation of momentum now? In the law of conservation of momentum, we are talking about two objects, not necessarily the circular one, but we are taking the example in the case of circular one. We are not going to derive the complete derivation. There are two objects, object 1 and object 2. For both the objects, object 1, object 2. If we talk about their mass, then its mass is say m1, here it's say m2. And I was going with any particular speed, suppose say this one is, for object 1 it is u1, for object 2 it is u2. Final velocity, that means suppose they are colliding with each other, that is u1 is greater than u2, then they will collide with each other. Then in that case the speed will change, and after changing the speed it becomes v1 and v2. Okay, so what will be the momentum, initial and final momentum here? Initial momentum will be m1 u1, m1 v1. Here final momentum will be m2 u2. Oh, okay. Final momentum m1 v1. The law of conservation of motion momentum is stating that the initial momentum before the collision will be equal to the final momentum after the collision. That is, what is the initial momentum before collision? It is this m1 u1 plus m1 v1, m1 u1 plus m2 u2. Total momentum after collision will be m1 v1 plus m2 v2. This is the entire law of conservation of momentum. Now in this case they can give you that the object was initially at rest and then it is getting hit by another object, then in that case you just have to place the values and you have to try to find out the changes that are occurring in it. So this is about the complete law of conservation of momentum, and this is applied in two cases. You have had the even the derivation, that is the speed of the rocket and the change the recoil velocity of the gun. Again you have to apply this very simple concept, that is initial momentum is equal to the final momentum. They cannot ask you for very big they'll not ask you for very big kind of numericals from this, but very simple one, just put the values and find out the answer that may come. So kindly just take the screenshot of this. Now the next thing that I said you that we will do, this is about the complete lesson. I said you that we discuss little bit portion on the units are changed. When the units, sometimes it becomes very difficult for us to do the sum. Whenever any kind of numerical is coming, friends, don't become like don't get exaggerated. Aram se just read the question, collect the data. When you are collecting the data, be very careful. Anything can be given in grams, milligrams, kilograms. First convert it into SI unit. Now SI unit that are going to be helpful to you are just this. If it's mass, then its SI unit will be kilogram. If it's any length, then its SI unit will be meter. If it's time, then its SI unit will be second. અને જો ટેમ્પરેચર હોય તો એનો SI યુનિટ હશે કેલ્વિન. આ ચાર સિવાય તમારે એક બી નહીં આવવાનું ફોર ક્લાસ 9. And we are not talking about class 10. Class 10 you electricity and everything is coming. So these are the basic units. Okay, now if we move further on with the conversions, then these are the basic things. Milli, micro, and then centi, for chemistry nano is helpful. Higher units that will be further helpful to you. For the higher units, if we talk about it, then it's this kilo, mega, giga will not come. These are the two ways in which you may be asked to convert anything. If it's centi, then you have to multiply by 10 to the power minus 2. If it is milli, then kahin pe milli ampere means over here the milligrams, and in that way if they are giving, then you have to multiply by 10 raised to minus 3. Micro, then it is 10 raised to minus 6. Nano, then it is 10 raised to minus 9. These things are not only going to be helpful to you for physics, but they are going to be also helpful for the chemistry. Then if it's kilo, 1 kilowatt is 1000 watt, 1 megawatt is 10 raised to 6 watt. Not only in this lesson, but this especially this things are going to be very helpful to you for the conversions wherever you are having. Wherever मेन यूनिट होता है उसके पहले अगर सेंटी ये वर्ड है देन इट इज 10 raised to minus 2. If it's milli, then 10 raised to minus 3. Micro, then 10 raised to minus 6. Nano, then 10 raised to minus 9. If it's kilo, then 10 to the power 3. If it's mega, then 10 to the power 6. So these are the smaller units. While these are the bigger units. इसके आगे भी आते हैं मेगा, किलो, मेगा, गीगा, टेरा, पेटा, बट आपको फिलहाल हमें वो करना है नहीं. काइंडली टेक द स्क्रीनशॉट ऑफ दिस. So with this we complete with the entire lesson over here. And this is all about the complete lesson. I know it may not be visible to you, so only okay. A quick recap once again: force is push or pull acting on an object. If you talk about its formula, then its formula is force is equal to mass into acceleration. If you talk about its effect, then it can change the shape of the object. It can change the moving object from its position of from its normal position, uh, from rest to in motion, or from to rest. It can change the speed of the object, and it can change the direction of the object. Then next is the unit of force. CGS unit is dyne or kilogram meter per second. That is the SI unit, kilogram meter per second square, or Newton. Newton's laws of motion, there are three laws. The first one is the law of inertia, that is containing three parts inside it: inertia of rest, inertia of motion, and the inertia of direction. Newton's second law of motion is time rate of change in momentum is force. Newton's third law of motion is every action has an equal and opposite reaction. Moving further on the next concept of momentum, then momentum is equal to the product of mass and velocity. We had a discussion about it. Then the unit, SI unit, it is denoted by P. Its unit is gram per centimeter or kilogram meter per second. Impulse of force, this is the new concept. Force is the product of force and time, so its unit will be this: Newton second or kilogram meter per second. Then this is all about what we discussed today. This is the complete line of action which we have now completed. So that's all, my dear students, for today. That's all. Thank you so much for listening. Bye bye.